Hello guys, what we have here is a question which was asked in the 2015 net December exam. The question is that there is a Fourier transform of f of x is f dash of k, or can call it f of k. I'm calling it f of k, which is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity raised to I kx f of x dx, and we are given f of x. Okay, just that. Okay, we need to find out the Fourier transform with the given f of x, and we are given the equation for Fourier transform as well. So there is nothing except for solving this equation in this question. So basically what you can do is that we have a Dirac delta function and the derivatives of delta functions, the first derivative and second time derivatives of Dirac delta functions in the function f of x, okay, which we need to transform from x coordinate to k. Okay, that's what we need to do. So basically we are integrating out x factor, the x component of this equation, and the remaining component would have a dominant k variable, and that's the Fourier transform. So what we can do is that we can substitute the values for this integral f of k, integral of f of k, which is equal to e raised to I kx times, okay, the first is what, alpha delta x. So it's alpha delta of x plus second is e raised to I kx can be multiplied to all these terms, and you get beta e raised to I kx into delta dash of x plus gamma e raised to I kx into delta double dash of x the whole times dx. Okay, that's the integral right there. So what we can do is that we can separate this integral as f1, f2 and f3 and do them separately and then add them up. You get the value of f of k. So f1 can be written as integral minus infinity to infinity alpha e raised to I kx delta of x dx. Okay, this function is of the form integral minus some limit integral minus infinity to infinity whatever f of x into delta x, right? F of x into delta x, that's the form of this equation dx. So f of x minus a, okay, integral minus infinity to infinity or some limit f of x minus a into delta of x dx will be equal to what, delta of a. So this would be equal to f of 0, right? So that's the integral condition for what, delta function. That's a condition for integrating delta function. So we have already discussed all these things in earlier problems, so I'm not going to go over that again. So I'm just going to write down the equation f of x into delta of x is f of 0, which is e raised to 0, which is equal to 1. So it's alpha times 1 or equal to alpha. That's f1. Now f2 is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity beta times e raised to I kx into delta dash of x dx. This is a bit different because there is a time derivative of delta function in here, so we cannot just integrate things out. We have to integrate this as a whole function of two corresponding functions within. Okay, so you can take out the beta and say that first function and second function, first function into integral of second, which is delta of x time d delta of x by dt, and integral of that will be delta of x, and delta of x minus integral of derivative of first gives you I k into e raised to I kx in times delta derivative of second, which is delta x dx. So this is what you will get, and if you look closely, this looks like beta of e raised to I kx into delta of x in the limit, within the limit minus infinity to infinity is 0, because delta values has at minus infinity and delta values at plus infinity will always be 0. That's all we need to check out. Okay, so this is 0, so it's beta, which is minus beta, this for the second function, minus beta I k into e raised to I kx into delta of x dx. Okay, what's that? That's right there, right here, right? E raised to I kx into delta of x. So what's that? That's equal to 1, or the coefficient alpha. So here the coefficient is ik, so you can write that it's b minus beta ik. That's the only thing remains, all other things will vanish. Okay, so that's f2 is minus bk, and f3, when you get to f3, you get is minus integral to integral minus infinity to infinity. What's in the integral is that gamma e raised to ikx into delta double dash of x. So that's a you have second derivative. You have to follow the same procedure, and you can write down alpha outside. You can take the first function and second function and integrate. You can write that first function, which is e raised to ikx, into integral of second, which is delta dash of x, which is the first derivative of second derivative's integral is first derivative, and minus integral of derivative of first is ik, times minus infinity to infinity limit ik is also minus infinity to infinity ik into e raised to ikx times delta dash of x. Yes. So this minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus infinity to infinity will be 0 within the limit, which is 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So this term vanishes, and the second term is that you have what? You have ik into e raised to ikx into delta function. Okay, so there's a minus sign. Okay, if you take out ik outside, and you get this is exactly equal to this integral, right? This integral. So what you got as a result of this integral is just beta ik. So what you got was ik. So here also what you will get, what you got out of this integral, right? E raised to ikx into delta dash of x dx. So e raised to ikx into delta dash of x. This integral is similar to that. It's the same as that of that integral. So you can say that the result will be minus beta ik, which means that for this integral the result will be ik. There is a minus sign also. So minus sign also, minus ik times e raised to ikx into delta function will be equal to 2 into 1. So that's it. So in times gamma, of course. So that's one integral, and what you will effectively get is that this will be equal to minus plus I square is minus 1 times minus 1 into k square gamma. So it's equal to minus k square gamma. So what you got as a result of the whole thing, which is integral f of k, integral of f of x, which is f of k, will be equal to f1 plus f2 plus f3, which is equal to alpha minus beta ik minus k square gamma. So that's the answer right there. So the right option, which is option C, as you can see, alpha minus I beta k minus gamma k square. So the correct option is option C. I hope you guys understood this question, because this is very easy to solve, because there is no complication regarding the physics of this problem. There is just simple plain integration, and you can get the result easily. For more videos, you get to this link, u.me/cs again and physics. Okay.